There are some strange events happening in Antarctica. You can sense that something isn't right. You can feel it from thousands of distant miles. But what exactly is taking place on the frozen continent that has the rest of the world worried? We can begin with a giant crack, some 70 miles long, that has developed at the South Pole, which threatens to destroy the Halley 6 research station, which is now being relocated as the crack continues to grow. This image, taken by scientists from NASA's Icebridge mission, shows a rift in Larsen Sea, an ice shelf off the Antarctic Peninsula. When the crack eventually spreads across the entire ice shelf, it will create an iceberg the size of the state of Delaware, roughly about 2,500 square miles. The crack is 300 feet wide and plunges down about 1/3 of a mile, all the way through the ice to the ocean below. The rift is fairly new, and the growth of the crack just recently took place, according to the latest satellite imagery. Larsen Sea is Antarctica's fourth largest ice shelf, and it holds back the land-based glaciers just behind it. Once the ice shelf goes, those slow-flowing glaciers have one less barrier in their journey toward the sea. The eventual calving of the Delaware-sized sheet of ice would remove between 9 and 12% of Larsen Sea's surface area and may lead to the crumbling of the entire ice shelf. What is entirely strange about this is that one section of the continent is accumulating ice, whereas the other half is steadily melting. This event is certain to ignite the climate change global warming debate. There is a mysterious crater that has formed on the eastern end of the continent on the ice shelf. The crater is actually a collapsed lake that developed due to ice melt, an ominous sign of what is happening on the continent. So something is taking place at the South Pole, and climate change alone cannot explain it. Maybe we should have considered giving credence to the predictions of the renowned clairvoyant Edgar Cayce, in which case the signs may have come much earlier. Logic would tell you that scientists have known about what is coming, their voices silenced by the almighty dollar and by those who are empowered to rule over the world. Let's step back for just a moment to the early 20th century, when American mystic Edgar Cayce began using his clairvoyant powers to uncover details about our planet's hidden past. What Cayce had envisioned did not bode well for humanity. He stated that the world in due order would change, resulting in a world beyond recognition. In his vision, in which records were kept of his spoken words, he stated the following: "The earth will be broken up in many places. The early portion will see a change in the physical aspect of the west coast of America. There will appear open waters in the northern portions of Greenland. There will be seen new lands of the Caribbean Sea. South America will be shaken from the uppermost portion to the end. And in the Antarctic off Tierra del Fuego, there will be land and a strait with rushing waters." If you can envision his words, then the massive crack that has recently been discovered will at some point in time reach the sea. And when it does, it will separate Larsen Sea from the rest of the ice shelf, creating an ice mass of some 6,500 square miles. The implications of such an event are enormous, as Cayce states in his vision. Then there is first the breaking up of some conditions in the South Sea, and those as apparent as the sinking or rising of that which is almost opposite. or in the Mediterranean and the Etna area, then we may know it has begun. This is yet another indication that the Antarctic ice is melting and that sea levels will undoubtedly rise. So it now seems that the predictions of Edgar Cayce may be coming to fruition, just as he had envisioned so many years ago. Although there are restrictions on what can be accessed from this location, satellite images do offer a glimpse into what is happening on the frozen continent at this time, as well as secrets into its past. Startling images of a pyramid, or three, sticking out above the ice have been shared online, raising questions about the possibility of man-made structures and ancient civilizations that may have existed at a past time. So have secrets of our past hidden for generations suddenly been uncovered? Or are we just grasping at straws while capturing images of natural edifices that resemble pyramids? Whatever secrets the continent may hold, things are changing rapidly on the frozen continent. That brings us to another question that has recently sparked a great deal of interest on the internet. Why did Secretary of State John Kerry make an unprecedented journey to the South Pole, with what was rumored to be vague concerns about a climate change issue? What was their real motive for going there? Was it to observe the giant crack in the ice shelf? Or maybe to observe and report back to Washington about the newly presumed discovery of ancient structures? Or was it something even more ominous? One can always speculate, but until the facts are known or become public, there will no doubt be a great deal of uncertainty about the reasons for his recent visit and what implications, if any, it holds for the future of our planet and its inhabitants. Then there is the matter involving former astronaut Buzz Aldrin and his recent visit to this area. He was medically evacuated from the continent a few weeks ago due to a sudden illness, in which afterwards he tweeted a totally bizarre message in which he warned that the Earth is in danger. It is evil itself. He then promptly deleted the tweet, which has included a photo of the pyramid-shaped structure. So the question that has all of us puzzled concerns his ominous statement in which it seems apparent that he knows something, that there is more to the story than what meets the eye. If there were secrets to be found there, it could really change the way we understand the history of our planet and the progress of the human species. There is yet another mystery that has recently been reported from this region. It has to do with strange ground level events recently detected by the South Pole Neutron Monitor. You may remember that back on December 27, 2004, a gamma ray burst occurred that was so powerful that it bounced off of the moon and lit up the Earth's upper atmosphere. It was brighter than anything ever detected from beyond our solar system. The flash was detected just one day after the massive Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami that killed hundreds of thousands on December 26, 2004. Now it seems that another massive cosmic ray burst is on its way to hit Earth sometime after Christmas. There appears to be a number of events or actions recently taken that provide signals to such an event taking place. There was the October executive order given by President Obama, coordinating efforts to prepare the nation for extreme space weather events. Shortly thereafter was the unexplained South Pole visit of U.S. government and space agency representatives. On December 8th, there was the mysterious vibration which was detected around the world, and although the vibration looked like a classic earthquake, there was no earthquake at the time of the event and no source to explain it. The enormous crack spreading across Antarctica has potentially devastating consequences for the continent and the entire globe. but now a South Pole neutron monitor detected multiple ground-level events, but once again with no source to establish a cause. We might wonder whether the ongoing strange events around the world, and in particular in Antarctica, have something to do with a powerful wave that has the potential to cause large devastation to the Earth. As showing in the Global Satellite Data Indicator beginning on December 17th, an unprecedented wave of energy was registered across the globe, which was unassociated with either solar or man-made activity, which means that its source is unknown. It could be that the anticipated cosmic burst of energy may never materialize. But then again, no one knows for sure if the peculiar events that are happening around the world can be associated with space weather events. They could just as easily be attributed to events taking place in our solar system. This could also explain why White House and space agency officials recently visited Antarctica. If something catastrophic is approaching our planet from the far reaches of our solar system, then where better to detect the incoming system than from a location best suitable for observation? Whatever may be going on at the South Pole, it is being kept a secret and will remain a mystery for most of us.